totally phony, created by Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff, and Hillary Clinton and the whole group of them. And it made it very dangerous for our country because I was unable to really deal with Russia the way we should have been. I'm looking at Pam because I hope something's going to be done about it. These people put our country at great danger. And Adam Schiff, it was all made up. It was a hoax. The Mueller report came out. They all hated me. They had 18 Trump haters. And they said I did nothing wrong. They couldn't believe, they couldn't find anything after years of investigation. It was all a hoax. It was a hoax created by the Democrats, but in particular Schiff and Crooked Hillary, the whole group. And now hopefully something's going to happen with it. These are people that put our country in danger.
We're going to talk obviously more about Trump's upcoming meeting with Putin, but while we're focusing on the Russia hoax, Chris, how do you think Trump's perspective on this hoax that did have such a cloud over his first term? Remember, Time magazine had the specter of the Kremlin taking over the White House, all based on complete fiction published by BuzzFeed, which BuzzFeed doesn't exist anymore as far as I know, but I don't think they would have published the entire Obamagate report with no questions like they did for the completely debunked and falsified Steele dossier. How do you think Trump's reaction to what we continue to learn about the Russiagate hoax is going to inform his meetings with Russia itself?
Oh, very interesting. I hadn't really even thought of it through that prism. He might have some questions for him that he may get some answers to, and I hope that he does. Honestly, President Trump is looking, the Democrats couch it as, they frame it as, it's his revenge tour. He's trying to get revenge. He's trying to get to the truth. Now, these people did everything they could to destroy his presidency and destroy him and to bankrupt him and to ruin him. And he's just, he was just running for president. He came down the escalator and he's like, hey, ain't this grand? Next thing I'm going to do. And then this mob ganged up on him. And one of the things that I find amazing is that the Democrats, from the average Democrat voter on the street to the average Democrat in the anchor chair at NBC to the average Democrat like Adam Schiff on Capitol Hill, not only do they not care if the FBI is corrupt and the CIA is corrupt and the Washington Post is corrupt and the New York Times is corrupt. I combined them.
We like the Washington Times.
And the Washington Times is great. I have it right here, as a matter of fact. Exactly. But the left is fine with all this corruption as long as they're targeting Republicans. And they're happy to live in a very corrupt city, in a very corrupt world, with a corrupt media, a corrupt Democrat Party, a corrupt intelligence community, a corrupt FBI and Justice Department, as long as they're doing the bidding of the Democrat Party. And I just got to say, I'm not that political. I've never been that political in my life. I could never dream of a day where the entire intelligence community of the FBI or the entire Republican Party was so corrupt that they would launch the biggest lie you've ever heard of, and as long as they got the other guy, it'd be good with me. I can't imagine being that corrupt.
Or that organized. Republicans aren't that organized. We can pull it off, but it's just shocking, the two tiers of justice. I mean, the Clintons, the things they have gotten away with for decades. We don't know where the bottom of it is, but yet imagine, the laws that Hillary Clinton broke as Secretary of State, and yet has not one day paid the price.
Deleting thousands of emails with bleach, then asking, with a cloth or something like that.
With the Clinton Foundation.
I think that this Russiagate thing, especially as we're seeing Trump talking with Ukrainian leaders again, or European leaders, we'll talk more about it later, but I do think as you look at it in the context of the Russiagate hoax over here, it probably doesn't bode particularly well for Putin, because I think that you're seeing Trump go all in all the time to say, look, this was such a hoax, and a great way for him to continue making that point is to say, okay, look, I mean, I'm just going to go ham against Putin. I mean, he gave him this deadline that, again, we'll talk about later on over here.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.